Well, in true monkey's business venture fashion, we decided to push on and take our chances to find the next place to get a shot.
We're about, I don't know, 10 miles into K. Pull over here real quick to check on a couple things, and we'll be off in a second. Kind of a cool rocky field ahead of us. We'll be driving up and over.
We're on our way toward the Atlas Mountains. Jason seems to be doing okay on his antibiotics and after his lovely experience this morning with the camels.
Rabies shot.
He had to have a rabies shot and has to have, I think, quite a few more. We have to visit towns every so often so he can get his rabies vaccine shots. But the doctor was super helpful and friendly. And our doctor visited costs
Nothing.
nothing.
Healthcare is apparently free in Morocco.
And our prescriptions, which was paracetamol, 2 weeks of antibiotic, wraps for the leg, and an antibiotic cream. Did I say that already? And all of that was only $15. Pretty exciting. All right, so we're going up this mountain pass, and the roads are definitely getting worse as we go.
Spent the night out here last night in Section K. About as alone as you can get. We saw, I think, one motorbike the entire time we were out on the second half of the trail once we left the road. And we saw nobody last night, heard nothing last night. Completely all alone. In fact, we didn't even stay far from the trail. So all this bouncing around on the desert has wreaked a little bit of havoc on my fuel gauge. If you notice, we are running on extreme empty and we're probably 100 miles from the fuel station. But we are not empty. The fuel sending unit just got bounced to death. So that's a little opportunity for repair. These roads are definitely, some of the washboards are not even washboards. They're, I don't know, they're like 7-inch whoops. They're crazy. A new look for K. Fun, up and down, dry. It's like a huge lake bed that dries out and then sometimes not dry, I'm guessing, because it's very gross. Nice and smooth in spots and then really bumpy in others. Rounding the bend of K. Pretty cool. It's been a lot of this kind of cool desert vibe. Saw these interesting fruits that grow out here. So hard you can't break them. And yet somehow camels seem to eat this stuff.
Jason is taking the path less traveled because we're not taking the trail right now, according to GPS. We're over a mile away from it. But we're hoping this is going to take us to the same place.
We're on the road that's so less traveled, it's not even on the GPS.
Because that's what I always like to do. Take a road that's not on the GPS. Hopes it takes you to where you want to go.
Right.
Up here?
You have no service. That's what you want to do.
We have no cell service, no Wi-Fi service. Cut off.
There's our trail right there.
After having stopped at a small village and not being able to get the rabies shot because they did not have the vaccine in stock, we decided to take on Section L, which was almost 95 kilometers of off-road terrain, plus another 75 kilometers of on-road, to get to the nearest hospital to get it taken care of. As it turns out, our plan to try and do Section L and then still make the Tangier Hospital for me to get my second injection for rabies shots turned out to be a bad idea. We only made it about 20 kilometers out of the 85 we needed to do in about 2 hours. So there was no way we're going to make it to the end of the trail, plus drive another 85 or 90 kilometers and get there before dark. We ended up turning around and driving the same 20 kilometers back, which, if you've ever driven on a bunch of mountain passes, going the other direction sometimes is as beautiful as going the first way.
Yeah, the terrain was definitely more challenging and slow going than we expected.
So it worked out okay, and we still were able to get to the hospital probably by about 4 o'clock that day, and then had enough time to get parked at our final destination for the night.
So we came up this trail last night to stay in this spot, and we had amazing views of the Atlas Mountains, and you can see there's snow-covered peaks in the back. You can see how steep it is on the edges. This one took us, we had to back up and like 3 times just to make it this little turn. You can see how little the road is. It's like a Fiat maybe could drive on the asphalt here. So you can see the road. The road is breaking on the side here. There's spots where the road is just falling away, so we're hoping We get down. No, we don't fall. We make it up the rest down as we did on the way up. We made it on the way up, so we did contemplate turning back a couple times, but we made it. See over here. This whole left edge is like crumbling in. Yeah, the road completely broke away and they filled it in with rock. Anybody take this? And then top side. May I help? We have to be on this road in a certain way so as not to crumble the road. Figure it out. Yeah, you're fine. Yeah. Good morning.
So we're in Tingir, and we stopped at this little shop that sold cool pastries. There's all sorts of delicious pastries in here that we bought, like cookies. And it was kind of weird because when I went to pay, I asked her how much, and she used a calculator. And the calculator, she showed 540 dirhams, which equates to like 54 US dollars. So I was like, well, that's really expensive for like a couple of cookies. So I gave her a 100 dirham note, hoping it was going to be 554 dirhams, which she then took the 100 dirham note from me and then gave me back 76 dirhams. So I'm not exactly sure what she was showing me, but I'm glad that the price went from $54 down to about $2, I guess. So that's the good news of that story. Sometimes even using a calculator doesn't help. Yeah. Then this is the second time that that's happened where I've gotten more change back than what they've quoted me as far as pricing goes. She's not supposed to be eating because it's Ramadan and we're in public right now. All right, we're heading up to go to check out the gorges. All right, we're on the Todgha Gorge hike. It's like 5 miles, about 2,000 vertical feet. We're about a mile into it, maybe. I think we're going to go up around the backside of this mountain behind us there. And then we're going to come in through the gorge, which is pretty cool. But it's hyper touristic because there's a road that goes through it, so there'll be lots and lots of tourists. But right now...
But there's no one on our hike. No one's hiking it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice and quiet back here.
They're just on the road next to it, in the center of it, at the bottom of it.
All of that. There's Laurel. And we're coming upon a herd of goats. And if you listen real quietly, you'll hear the ones on the other side screaming their heads off. And then there's Laurel.
60 is just at the end of the threshold.
Slowly approaching the summit. You can see way down there where that road is where the car's parked. And just halfway between here and there is where Laura left her heart.
Yeah, this high altitude is definitely giving me a run for my money. The first time my heart's rate been up all season from hiking.
Which is kind of humorous because we're just a little bit above Colorado height.
Yeah.
Like 5,800 feet right here.
Don't miss those 5 homes right there.
Check out the view of the gorge. I went for the last one, and there's some goats that were on our trail.
Some baby goats.
Coming into the town, and where you see that little shadow, that's the actual canyon we'll be going back up through where we were parked at. And we came around the side of that mountain there.
And saw some more little goats.
So we're off the trail. We're not exactly sure where we're going. There's a French couple in front of us that are looking for it as well. And we kind of figure this has got to lead us somewhere. All right, so if this was the Olympics, it'd be the Americans 1 and the French 0.
I didn't know they didn't make it up a different way.
Well, because we'll see them in a second if they actually made it up, but they went the other way and we went back onto our course and out. Yay! So now we're not sure if we're just approaching somebody's backyard. It says we're almost back on course, but we've no, go straight. According to this, it says go straight. Another 99 feet. I said this turning out to be one of the more interesting exits of a hike because we keep going through people's backyards, going through the garbage pits. We're kind of walking along this river, which I'm sure at any time if we just make a right, we could have just walked through town. But this was supposed to be nice, but it's kind of weird. Pretty cool. They built this road through this gorge. It gets very, very narrow here.
Wow, this is freaking unbelievable.
And 2.5 hours ago, it was packed with tourists.
Yeah. I mean, wall-to-wall people and vendors.
In the gorge.
So cool. It's enormous.
It's very tall.
We decided to spend the night at the gorge and enjoy the beauty of it. So stay tuned for next time as we go off to the Monkey Fingers Gorge. Dun dun dun.